Me Daddy. I am Tiffany Yvonne Germain.
How did I know you were going to say something like that? My name is Althea Valentine Schmookendie. I don't... So stupid.
And of course, Sam just comes out right in the middle of your... Or making makeup names. I mean, mine was made up too. My name is Tiffany Rose Smith. Oh, damn it. I thought it was going to be better than that. And then I could come up with a Smith. Tefania Yalvania Jamania.
I like that.
That's my name.
All
All
right.
right.
Cheers already?
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers.
We didn't because Sam
Okay.
went into the bathroom and was like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh goddamn, that's
Chugging that.
it's so good.
It does taste like Welch's grape juice.
Do you have the balls by you?
What balls?
The
Oh
cup.
my god. No. I was gonna ask you and then we that's what I was like, we forgot something because I was gonna tell you where's the balls.
We forgot the fucking balls. So today's craft is going to be little balls. Just kidding. So they're coconuts and they are like this coveted thing for Mardi Gras. And there is a camp out happening in Mexico for larrikins, hash house harriers, California larrikins. And it is in July, end of July. And we're going to do these as like some of the gimmies. Because they're a big deal at Mardi Gras. So we're going to bedazzle them today. That is going to be our craft. Bedazzled nuts balls. And then our topic is going to be on why sex slows down in long-term relationships. Not that I've ever been in too many long-term relationships, but at least we have somebody been in a long-term relationship that can speak for some of us.
I don't know about that.
Ooh.
I wasn't married to a normal person. But I could talk about my experience.
Well, it doesn't also mean that it doesn't mean that every single experience that you had was outside of what a normal long-term relationship would be. It would just mean many parts of it.
Well, I mean, because our sex life was not normal. Like, that's where a lot of dysfunction was. And so there wasn't, like, growth. There wasn't, like, it didn't fade. You know, it was so because that was one of his ways to fill his black hole was to be stimulated. So it was always the same and it was expected, like, constant.
So we're going to talk about some things that we've already talked about, which really ties in together with this conversation. But so there's always sexual chemistry in the beginning of a relationship. But then after you've been in a relationship for a long time, it starts to change. And I feel like nobody ever talks about how normal it is to lose some of that sexual chemistry and some of that, passion when you're in a long-term relationship. And so I was kind of curious, like, okay, what is it about it? Like, is it normal? And what is the reason that like sex dies down after you're in a long-term relationship? And, it's funny because like no one ever talks about it. No one ever talks about like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. And there's these things that are happening and, and a lot of times people think that when the sex slows down, there's something wrong. Like, oh, there's something wrong with the relationship. The relationship is broken because we're not having sex like we used to in the beginning of the relationship. And the honeymoon phase does not last forever. And so, like, researching this topic made me realize how normal a lot of these things are and just how nobody's actually talking about it. Certainly my mom didn't say, hey, Tiff, by the way, if you're ever in a long-term relationship and the sex starts to die down, this is what's going on. But
my mom used to say that you stop touching each other and stop. It's because when you first get married, you just want to have sex.
Well, she's kind of not wrong.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like she got married right away and not after a while. So, a while ago, I talked about the relationship phases, right? So the honeymoon phase, which is like 6 months to a year or two, depending on the couples, right? So the first year or two, your brain is basically on drugs, which we've gone over before. Like honeymoon phase is literally the chemical reaction to being on drugs. You experience the increased dopamine, the norepinephrine, which makes you feel all fluttery and anxious when you see somebody and you're excited. The phenylethylamine, that's so hard to say, phenylethylamine, is going off, which can make you feel like almost obsessed with the person. Then of course you have the oxytocin and the vasopressin, which are connecting you and bonding you with that person. And all of these things are happening because in the beginning, it's our desire, it's our urge to reproduce, it's our urge to attract that partner. And so like your brain is so focused on, your brain is almost exclusively focused on that person. You know, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you're sending messages at all night, sexting, you're like, just can't keep your hands off each other. And sex is easy because desire is literally automatic. And because of all those hormone processes that are happening, and you don't have to try to like really want somebody, you just do because of all of these things. And it's really fun. That phase is the best when you're like, oh my God, sex is so good. I can't get my hands off him. But the problem is that this isn't the foundation. Like this is what these chemicals are helping us to attract that person. And, you know, so our chemicals are heightened and, you know, our biology is encouraging us to bond and to reproduce. But if we stayed in that state forever, we'd literally never get anything else done. We'd never be able to build a life. We'd never be able to focus on our career or anything because we would just be constantly obsessed and over enthused and desire, and just that would the only thing we'd be able to focus on, right? And nothing else would get done. The world would cease to function as normal and would just be a big culty sex pot. And so our bodies, they can't sustain that level of intensity. And basically our bodies are like, okay, you know, you start to go into like the next phase, which I'm going to go into in a second. But it's kind of like, hey, we've done our job. We got the person. Now we can kind of calm down. And, you know, our bodies just naturally start to slow it down, take the volume down on all its chemicals. So then you get into the settling phase, which is, I don't know, roughly 2 to 4 years, give or take, depending on the couple, right? And the situation. But around 2 to 4 years, depending on the couple, things begin to settle. The dopamine cocktail starts to recede and the oxytocin becomes more dominant. So before, when you first meet somebody, it's the dopamine, it's the norepinephrine, right? But as things start to settle down, oxytocin kind of takes over and becomes more dominant, which is, you know, you're creating the feelings of trust and safety and warmth and comfort with that person and bond with that person. It's a deeper bond now that the oxytocin is the dominant chemical flowing through your body, but it doesn't have the same like fireworks and excitement as the dopamine and the norepinephrine and the phenaphamine. And that's when people start to panic, you know, in a relationship. They're like, oh no, we're losing our edge. We're no longer in love because we don't have this passion. And the thing is that things that were happening daily may now happen, you know, like sex may now happen weekly or monthly. And there's no dysfunction. It's actually totally normal. The relationship shifts because our brain starts to recognize that we have formed a bond with this person to build a life with them. So the relationship moves from passionate love towards companionate love. And there's a whole other theory on Sternberg's triangle theory of love, which I'm not going to get into right now, but it goes over like different types of love. But the key is that like a lot of people mistakenly interchange intimacy with passion, and passion does not require intimacy. It's why we can have, one night stands or whatever. Like you can have passion without intimacy. And
into me you see.
Into me you see. Exactly. And that also rhymed. Into me you see. Exactly. Let me see your pee-pee.
Wow, that was good.
Put it in me.
Please, no.
Please. But yeah, so passion does not require intimacy, and the two are very different. Intimacy and passion are very, very different. Passion can be valuable, and it is valuable, but intimacy and passion, again, they're not the same. And so when your relationship begins running on something other than the chemistry and the passion, it can actually create a stronger bond because you're building a life with that person. You're not just building it on these temporary things. You're building on actual intimacy and actual growth. So then you get to the infrastructure stage, which is basically the rest of your life together. I don't think I've ever been there. That's fine. I'm a little weird. This is the phase that most people never talk about. Chemistry is settled and life starts stacking up because you've built that life together. So you have a house, you have careers, you have children, you have responsibilities, finances, obligations. You're running an adult life with another human being. So that's not always exciting, but that is what creates a life together. But sex doesn't typically happen by accident anymore. Like, not so much spontaneous. There's not like, oh, we're just within proximity. Because in the beginning, when you're in the honeymoon phase, like just being around a person, you're like, okay, I'm ready to fucking bang. And then you start to, when you're building a life together, things change, And in the infrastructure phase, sex needs to be chosen. It needs to be protected, created. Otherwise, it might not happen at all. And most people don't talk about this phase and how normal it is, but also how much work it can be if both people aren't on the same page, trying to protect it, trying to create it. Shit.
Yes.
Shit, she had to grab her vagina really fast.
Together. Can you hand me a plate? Gosh. Thank you. Tip juice.
Wet plate coming up. So what is a healthy sex life in a long-term relationship? Well, there is, if you have sex 0.5% out of every 280, I'm just kidding, there's no magic number.
Interesting facts.
I was going to drop some fancy facts on you with some statistical nonsense.
Wow. I would have totally believed it.
Studies have shown that couples who have sex approximately once per week often report high relationship satisfaction. However,
once a week.
There's so many variations in the study. So, like, there are some couples that report being extremely happy and they have sex twice a month. There are others that are reporting extremely happy and they have sex 4 times a week. Like, the number itself is not the metric. Like, the metric is the metric or whatever. But the questions are like, do both parties feel desired? Do both partners feel safe expressing what they want? Do both partners feel safe initiating? Do both partners feel safe having occasional malfunctions? Oh, bloop. That's a malfunction. Oh, thanks. You getting that demon? Little mini demon. Does the sex feel connecting, or does it feel like a chore? So couples can have a healthy sex life without it being like a large quantity of sex. Mm-hmm. So that shouldn't be, that's not the metric. It's not the number. Someone might just simply not feel like it on a particular night. And if we don't want people, like, we don't want our partner to feel rejected, there's things that we can connect better with them by saying, like, hey, I'm not feeling it tonight, but I really love you, and that's like an easier way of communicating, like, I'm not really feeling it. But talking about sex without passive aggressiveness, without blame, without shame, without rejection or resentment is absolutely critical in this long-term phase. because both people need to be on the same team. Sex doesn't make the relationship healthy. Like, you can have constant sex all the time and be in a toxic, unhealthy relationship. And
that was me.
Yeah, I mean, I've dated plenty of people where it's like, oh, this is so, and it's just absolutely trash, toxic.
But I'm not thumbsing up like it's good. I'm saying that happened to me.
But a lot of
Just
times,
saying
sex
that.
with those toxic people is good, even though it's bad for our mental health and literally everything else. But sometimes the psychos are the ones that have the best sex. I've learned that. The whole time you were married, I was single, having sex with psychopaths.
We were both having sex with psychopaths, just different kinds.
Yeah. I was having sex with all of them, and you were having sex with one.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, passionate love without companionship, safety, security, and intimacy can still be full of sex, but it'll just be empty and, toxic. Which, yeah, I've experienced many times. Connected sex is what we're actually aiming for. Feeling connected, feeling one with that other person. If we are having sex frequently, but one partner is feeling obligated, pressure, or disconnected, not talking like coercion or like sexual assault, but that's not fulfilling sex for that person. That's not connected sex.
Sorry for the loudness.
Oh my God, could you just break a lamp already?
Oh my God.
So the questions become, are we both showing up for this part of the relationship? When you're worried about the little mini demons. Oh. Why does sex become less of a focus? So what makes it not a priority anymore? Why are we not just only thinking about their wieners and our vaginas? And there's actually a lot of things. There's a couple different areas, right? There's your mental and emotional area, and then you have a physical area. So first we're going to go over the mental and emotional, which is desire and arousal. These are not just about our bodies. It requires us to have the mental capacity for those things. So, and that's something that people don't talk about, where as relationships progress, life becomes crowded with the responsibilities we talked about before, like work and family issues, health concerns, your grocery list, scheduling your dentist's appointment, and, making sure you go to the gynecologist. When your brain is consumed by those things, there's not a whole lot of room left for desire and arousal. Think about when you've had a whole lot on your mind and then somebody tried to touch your vagina, and it's kind of it's just really hard to switch over from all these things in my mind to, oh, my vagina's happy. So it's if your partner initiates touch, it can actually feel kind of irritating because you just don't have the mental space for that arousal and that desire and that activity. And that's why I had said before, instead of just simply saying no, it is good to communicate, I have a lot of things in my head right now, and I'm not feeling very romantic or passionate tonight, but I love you. And when we were carrying that heavy mental load, it doesn't mean that we don't love our partner. It just means we don't have this neurological fucking brain space to get a lady boner and ejaculate our men off or women off or whatever. So, and then another thing is resentment, right? We've talked about that in the 4 horsemen of communication, which is a couple episodes ago. But resentment is one of the biggest silent killers of desire and of the relationship as a whole. So if you feel oh my God, I have done way more stuff than my partner today, I've done all the chores, I'm taking care of all the kids, well, then you're not going to be able to switch from I did all this stuff to, oh my God, I want you inside me. And resentment and arousal cannot coexist. So if there's resentment, there won't be arousal and desire. Because, sex is deeply personal and vulnerable. And when you're fucking mad,
like them, then you're not gonna.
Yeah, you don't want to be personal and vulnerable with them. And we just can't fake like genuine connection for very long, if at all. But the other thing that like changes the focus of sex is like our identity shifts, right? Like, so if we've been the mom all day long, and then all of a sudden, you know, our partner comes in and wants to like touch our boobs, and it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, I'm in mom mode. I haven't shifted my identity from like this important character to now this, you know, desirable or desired, you know, partner. Like I'm still in this mode of being this other thing that I need to be. So like that transition, that identity shift makes it hard to stay focused on sex when we have a career, we have all these other obligations now. And yeah, you're not really feeling connected to your sexual identity when you're identifying with being a mom or being the executive at the point, you know? So another thing that distracts us or like takes the focus away from sex in long-term relationships is boredom, because that's a word, boredom and lack of novelty. So sometimes it isn't just boredom with sex. It could be boredom with life. Novelty is one of the strongest drivers of desire that I was able to find when I did any of the research. Was basically like experiencing new things, something being new and shiny, right? Novelty, like, ooh, that thing, like these things that we're making, they're the novelty item, right? So if you start doing things with your partner intentionally, like traveling to a new place together, then you can see them in a new light, experiencing something different. Taking a class of something that you both don't know, that could be, you know, experiencing them in a new light because you're both learning something new. You know, going somewhere new, a restaurant, you know, you both haven't been to, and this really helps to interrupt the monotony of like our everyday life, and we can see our partner in a different light. But then there's also the physical factors that contribute to taking away from sex, which, you know, birth control, hormones, you know, life phases, antidepressants, pelvic floor is just a little bit on the loose side, so you're peeing all the time. Just kidding. It can cause pain when you have sex. And honestly, sleep is really huge. So like if you're not getting enough sleep, your nervous system can't repair itself, your hormones can't function correctly, and so you're not going to be able to have this room for desire when everything else is out of whack. And sleep is one of the biggest contributors to having everything function correctly in your body. Because sex is a luxury, or desire is a luxury function, right? Like when we're stressed out or we haven't had enough sleep, our primary function is survival. Procreation is not what our body is thinking about when we have all these other things that we need to worry about for survival. So that's like really nice to have. But right now we need sleep, we need to eat, we need to worry about money, we need to do this and that because that's survival, and our body is going to prioritize that over reproduction. So that's going to literally physically change how our body can have arousal or desire for a partner.
I remember my kids used to think that they didn't know that you had sex other than having babies. They thought you only had sex to have babies, and I remember them asking that when they were little. When you're saying that about our bodies were actually created to just make babies.
Yeah, weird how like our bodies are actually created to function and survive, and when we're doing that, our fucking libido drops. So like, you want to have more sex, make a woman feel more safe, you fucks. Yeah, so survival gets prioritized before reproduction. Like, so give us some fucking tea and rub our feet and shut up. Certain medications can also be an impact. So if we're on antidepressants, right, ADHD medication. And actually, when I was doing research, I learned that the GLP-1, the peptides people are taking for the weight loss, so what they do is they reduce food noise. But the part of our body that needs the food noise reduction is more of like a a want noise. And so it reduces our desire as well, because it's kind of minimizing that drive, which is where the food noise is. But people have been reporting lack of sexual arousal in their long-term relationships. But pain during sex will hinder it. Like, if it hurts, you're not going to want to do it. That's a protection. Your body's not going to be like, sure, I'll get all aroused for you and just tolerate all this pain. Not a thing. If you're not in good shape, if you're getting winded going up a flight of stairs, the last thing you're thinking of is like, oh my God, I can't wait to just be panting and have a really hard time with sex because I can't breathe because I'm out of shape. Not that I'm saying, oh, I'm out of shape. Fuck you, you fat fuck. But it's not arousing to ourselves if we're winded or we're not in the kind of shape that we should be in order,
not fat fuck.
And like,
I just heard that part.
Yeah, none of this is like a mindset issue. Like, these are literally physical things that cause our body to choose protection over arousal and desire. And that's just physiology. So what do we do? What do we do about it? Let me just tell you. The solutions start internally. Go to therapy, you stupid fucking asshole. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Go to therapy. But you have to address the issues internally before you can address the issues externally, right? So one of the biggest things is to reclaim your sexual identity. So like, you cannot bring good sexual energy to your relationship if you're disconnected from your sexual identity and your energy. So like, if you feel ashamed to be sexual because you're a mom, well, moms aren't supposed to dress sexy, or moms aren't supposed to. Well, okay, then don't expect that you're going to bring a bunch of sexual energy to the fucking table if you're going to be just copping out and using that as an excuse instead of just checking in with yourself and relearning your own sexuality and what drives you. Like, ask yourself, what makes me feel attractive? What can I wear that makes me feel sexy? What makes me feel confident? What turns me on? Do I like it when that happens? Or do I like it when, or maybe I don't know what I like yet. So let me just read this book on this stuff and see how my pee-pee tingles. What turns me off? Maybe I read that book and my pee-pee didn't tingle at all. Read things that make you feel sexy. Read those smutty books. Watch those smutty werewolf fucking short verticals on all those apps that I absolutely love, and I fucking want to have them in my eyes all the time. Wear things that make you feel attractive, though, not what you want your partner to wear. Or to don't wear the suit that your partner wears. That's not what I meant. Wear something that makes you feel sexy, not what your partner would find sexy. Because like, you need to get in tune with your sexual identity. So like, what do you wear that like makes you go, oh, okay, look at this orange fucking nightie. Yeah, what's up? Feeling sexy. You can be a sexy mom. You can be a sexy executive. Like, these don't take away from any of your other duties just because you're getting in touch with your sexual identity. But this is just about reconnecting with yourself and without shame. And when both people are doing this and they're both bringing this sexual energy to the table, that's going to help long term keep some spice in your pants or in the bedroom without your pants. So another way to combat this, right, is to have that awkward conversation. So most couples do not actually discuss sex. They just complain about it. They fight about it. There's passive aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Let me just bring it up without bringing it up. And those are not conversations. Like, you have to have the conversation during the day with your fucking clothes on, sober, showing up present for the actual conversation. Like, you can't be drunk late at night or whatever. That takes away from the importance of the actual conversation. And ask questions like, what do you miss about our sex life? What is getting in the way of sex for you right now? what would feel good to you to try? Or is there anything that you've wanted to say to me or about our relationship that you haven't? Or is there anything that you want to try in our relationship but we haven't? And it's going to feel awkward, and it's supposed to be, because that's how you know that you're talking about something really important, because it's going to feel awkward. If it doesn't feel awkward, you're probably avoiding something, or you're a fucking psychopath, because you're the only ones that don't feel fucking awkward ever are fucking psychos. You know who you are. Another way is this one is actually what a therapist has told me in the past. This one really connects me to my ex issues, but rebuild non-sexual touch. So many couples think, oh, our sex life is a problem, so we need to get in the bed and have more sex, and that's going to be the fix to the problem. But that always backfires, and then everybody dies. I'm just kidding. Just making sure you're paying attention.
My dole died. My soul died.
My dole side.
My soul died when that happened. Because there was never like touching that did not lead to sex.
Then you will relate to this. Wait till you hear this.
I'm like, can we just cuddle without your penis ending up inside of me?
Yeah. Oh, this is something because that's exactly how my ex was.
Yeah.
So, when sex is the only physical contact that you have, touch becomes loaded, and it's always in advance. So every hug feels like pressure. Every kiss feels like a transaction, and it doesn't feel like safe touch. And I had this with my ex really bad too. So what they're saying is like to combat that, it's like hold hands when you're sitting on the couch. Touch a lower back when you're passing by in the kitchen or whatever. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you know.
Can you do that again?
Like, oh, get the little back there.
I don't get enough. I don't get enough touch.
When you're on the couch, just like intertwine your feet or cuddle. And I actually had a therapist tell me when I was with my ex, I was like, oh, I'm really struggling in this area. And he's like, well, why don't you guys just lay in the bed naked and cuddle and do not have sex? Make it a point
I remember hearing
to
about
not
that too.
have sex. And my ex would never do it.
Is he the one that expected you to do everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
and he wanted me to initiate all the time, blah blah blah. But like cuddle, kiss without there being any expectation, like passionate kiss, like sit on their lap and give them a good old wow wow wow, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And then get up off their lap or talk about your day, but don't. It doesn't have to be like, oh, that means sex. Like I remember with my ex, he'd give me a back massage, and then he'd be upset if it.
My turn.
If he wouldn't say my turn, but he would just kind of be like, oh, I thought this is, you know, I'd be like, oh, you're gonna go to your class because he had like a class booked, and he'd be like, oh, so you don't have sex, and I'm like, what?
Gosh,
like you were just rubbing my back.
annoying.
Like it literally, I felt like anytime if I was to kiss him, I was like, if I kiss him, then he's gonna think it's sex, and if it doesn't get to sex, I'm gonna be in trouble, and there's gonna be a fight, and it's gonna be my fault. And so it's like I didn't even want to touch him because I never knew.
That's how it was for me too. I was like, no sexual indication at all.
Yeah.
No looking at him sexually. Don't arch my ass.
Oh, 100%.
Don't do nothing.
You can't flirt at all. It can't be the playful, like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, because then if it didn't lead to sex, it was a fucking fight. And then I feel upset and sad, and you know, there's drama, and the way that my ex would handle things would be like, oh, I'm gonna break up with you and say really mean, nasty things. It was just awful. And so, like, you know, passionate kissing without sex can really be a bridge back towards intimacy. All of this touch without sex builds that intimacy and leads us towards touch with sex. But you gotta build that bridge. Love will build a bridge between your heart and mine. I don't know if those are the words or if I'm going
I was like, is this a song or is this a made up song?
I think it's a song, but it might have made. So, yeah. So it reminds your body that touch can be warm, safe, and pleasurable without the pressure or the obligation of sex. And without touch, every attempt at sex feels rough and unconnected. Like, if you're just like, let's have sex, that's weird. Okay? Penis, vagina. Yeah, it feels unconnected. And connected sex is what we ultimately want, especially in long-term relationships. I thought that was going to be better.
I know, that kind of like fizzled out in the end.
Yeah, it was a little poppy. So create novelty on purpose. This is another way to combat the lack of focus on sex. Novelty is one of the strongest drivers of desire. I already went over that.
That kind of scared me a little bit.
Predictability creates safety, but it doesn't create the fireworks or that spark, that we had in the beginning. But novelty does. Ooh, what's this new thing? It's new and shiny. I want to put it in my vagina. But that doesn't necessarily mean novelty in the bedroom, so I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, look at this shiny thing. I'm going to rub it on my nipple. Well, that probably wasn't the best. All right. It means taking the class together, right? We went over this. It means traveling somewhere new together. It can even mean like do something physical together, go on a hike together, see your partner in a totally different light. That is what is intentionally creating novelty, which is intentionally making you have a lady boner. Anything that breaks up the boring normal life of just sitting on the couch and fucking playing video games every Thursday is gonna help build novelty. And that is what activates some dopamine. We're like, oh, I missed you. Where were you at well, you were gone after the honeymoon phase.
Is that why people like role play and stuff?
Oh, I'm sure. 100%.
Because then it's like different.
It's different. And you get to see your partner in a different light. Absolutely. Go somewhere and watch your partner get flirted with. Like now you're like, oh, shit. I'm about to fucking take this guy home and tear him to pieces.
Pissed. If anybody flirted with me, my ex would get pissed.
Oh my God.
Well, that's because he's psycho, but
I used to have this big beefy boyfriend, and I was like the super fit chick.
Oh yeah.
And I remember somebody coming up and being like, "No one's ever gonna flirt with either of you because you guys are the fucking scariest people in here."
Yeah.
But like simultaneously the hottest. Like they want to hit on you, but you're like, "Damn, she's fucking ripped, and her boyfriend is fucking huge, and he's fucking ripped. So I'm not gonna flirt with her." And then there's girls that are like, "I want to flirt with that guy, but damn, that bitch looks like she could punch my face off."
Yeah, you gotta find out what the other one looks like, or how scary they are.
Yeah, but he still managed to cheat. Suck it.
Oh.
Schmon Schmarvin. You know who the fuck you are. Anything that breaks a boring life, like punching a ginger in the face. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that one.
Protect.
Now I remember.
Should I make it seem like I talked about him before? What?
Oops.
I'm just kidding. Protect the foundations. This is number 5. This is the 5th way to not lose and to also generate more sex focus in your relationship long term. What the fuck was that?
Oh my God.
It was a pen.
Is there a demon?
It's a demon pen.
Oh my God, I swear there's some...
It was like, fuck you, I don't want you to write with me.
Attacks right now.
I threw it on the ground. No matter what, protect the foundation that you build with your partner that helps you to generate desire. You cannot expect spontaneous passion inside a highly structured adult life. If you have to get the kids to bed at this time and this and that, and the dogs have to go out and this and that, spontaneous sex is very unlikely. And so that expectation is just setting you guys up for failure. So it's love can't override exhaustion, stress, burnout, irritation. Your nervous system is all fucking whack. And so you need to focus on building those other things that we talked about, building the novelty with intention, communication, things like that. Go to bed at the same time. So you're building this like like wind down routine with each other, which is also building this connection. Cuddle, create opportunities for connection that aren't just necessarily sex, but could be sex. But yes, sex, schedule sex. And that doesn't sound sexy. It actually sounds like, but
that sounds terrible.
scheduling sex or my burp?
Yes, scheduling.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
your burp. I love your burp.
no, it's like,
Scheduling.
if you're not gonna get it spontaneity or if spontaneously or on accident or whatever, you might not ever get it, which means you're not giving your relationship something that it needs. So like, if you're scheduling it, even though it doesn't sound sexy or like hot or whatever, it's still saying to the other person and to yourself, this matters.
Yeah.
This physical and this intimacy matters so much that I'm going to schedule it so that I am making room for this thing. And then obviously, then if there's spontaneous sex at any point, that's great too. But if you're not scheduling it, especially after long term, like 4 years plus, when you've got this whole routine of things, then you're both not actively being intentional about having intimacy in the relationship. It matters enough that we are protecting and making time for it. You're protecting it by scheduling it. But many long-term couples find that intentionality works better than waiting for the stars to align. Oh, the stars have aligned, so we had sex. That might happen very, very infrequently. Whereas if you're scheduling it and you're making that intention to go to dinner, connect, rub all over each other, and then put a little penis somewhere that makes you happy. That's good. That's important. Yeah, so final thoughts really, just to work on maintaining a healthy sex life in a long-term relationship. It starts with you and your fucked up self. Dig down deep and figure your shit out, but then move to communication. Make sure you're having communication with your partner, even if it's awkward. Suck it up. Nobody cares. Then you go to shared action where you're intentionally working on building the novelty. You're intentionally working on scheduling the sex and making the time for those things. And just remember that if sex leaves the relationship, it doesn't mean that the relationship is failing. Often what has disappeared were the foundations that were supporting the desire, and the foundations can be rebuilt, but they take intention and it takes both parties. Couples who have been together for 50 years and have, a healthy sex life, they don't have this magical chemistry. They choose over and over again to protect that part of the relationship by making time for it, scheduling it. They talk about it, they prioritize it, and they don't allow it to disappear every time life gets too busy. But, it's not glamorous. People are like, no, I want it to be like this forever. And that's not realistic. So keep living in that dream world if you want to have sex ever in your long-term relationship. But it's not glamorous, but it's important. And so that's my fucking TED Talk. Am I done? I'm done. Now I can make a fucking coconut, whatever.
Pineapple.
It's a tropical fruit, bitch. I got confused.
Do you like it? Look. I did the stencil.
Oh, that was good.
Probably can't see it, but.
No, that's great. The stencil worked out really well.
And I used the super glue on top of the sticker because, well, not on every single one, but so that they don't come off. Whoever's getting these better appreciate them.
Yeah, they better rub them on their clitoris.
Yes. Get some tribbing in there.
Trib. Coconut trib. So how is, we haven't filmed for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I know. There's so much that's happened in our lives.
Oh, you turned 50.
Oh, 50.
I'm just kidding. 44?
I turned 45.
45?
Yeah.
I forgot how much older than me you were. You're so much older. I'm just kidding.
How old are you again? 43? I was right?
43, yeah.
Okay, you're like the same age as my sister. I think.
Paige is younger.
Wait, maybe actually she's 41.
She just turned 40. Oh, yeah. She turned 40 when I was going to, yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah. Because she's like 3.5 years younger than me. Yeah, so like, oh, so I have some drama I can talk about.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's kind of related. Well, it is related to us. The face painter guy that wanted to paint my face, and we did a video on social media at Sprouts. What you're talking about. The guy at Sprouts. So remember, I showed you.
I thought you were talking. I was literally thinking, you gotta be just more forward than that. I was like, what, did I miss the story about you going to the carnival? He wants to fucking come on your face.
Yeah, but he wants to paint my face.
Oh, I do know the story. Okay.
Yeah, so remember we did the video about him?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm a regular at Sprouts. Like, I see them all the time, so.
Because she loves them.
Now, it's a spread rumor about him wanting to paint my face in the whole entire Sprouts. And he's in the process of getting fired. Because of painting that. Your face? Because of saying he wanted to paint my face and I'm skanky hot.
Isn't it because your friend brought it up?
Well, so somehow, like, I think I told one other employee about it, and they so comes to find out, this guy is a major.
No, you said that he was like hitting on Paige's daughter or something like that.
He was just getting super chummy with her, and he was being like all like weird and like he's a two-faced.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Anybody that wants to fucking talks about objectifying a woman on fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyways, so now everybody in the store knows about it. All the employees, and so every time I go in there, I'm like, God, like it's kind of like embarrassing. But so the other thing that happened is another person there. Well, they all can't stand him. I'm finding out when I've talked to the other employees, they don't like him because he like steals and he's a creeper and he's done things. He's done other creepy things to the other women there, and they don't feel comfortable around him. And so I made friends with one of the employees. Like, I love all of them, but I like, you know, I get chummy with all of them. Yeah. That are not creepers, but she was really traumatized by, I think I didn't realize how traumatizing the whole thing was. Like, I just thought, like, you're disgusting and there's no way in hell you're ever going to paint my face. Like, dream on. Yeah. You know, or whatever. But it really upset some people because I showed somebody the video. The video that we made, or the video of him, or the video that we made. Yeah. Because you know what happened after all the employees found out about it. He deleted his podcast. Oh, shut up! Yes, I went to look for it because she's like, "Can you tell me the name of it and this and that?" And he stopped. He used to follow us too, and he stopped following us. So, like, you're trying to remove evidence, but we have the evidence. I bet you he stopped following us, but he's still following us. Yeah, maybe it was some secret account. But I'm like, are you trying to? Because they have a whole investigation on him right now, and as soon as some other people send their statements in, he's gonna get fired. These people, and so I went in there to do the original statement since he was talking about me. Because it really upset somebody else. I was like, I will set the stage. I'm going to protect my girls. When we talk, they talk. Yes. Women, when we stick up for ourselves, they stick up for themselves. Yeah, and I just posted one where you're talking about that, and that's why I did it. Because I'm like, you know, like, it doesn't bother me that much, but I'm gonna stand up for the other women. Yeah, Paige's daughter, you know. Like, and they still, and they're too afraid to turn the statement in. And I'm like, well, then I will do it for you, but you need to do yours now. You can make it anonymous, but if you don't turn yours in, it's not going to help the case. Like, so I went and talked to the manager and both managers. I went and talked to them. I sent in a whole written statement, and they're like, it's good that you're sending yours in. We all know about this already. It's a whole rumor now. But we can't do anything until the other people send their statements in. And I've been on their asses like every day. Like, come on, I know it's hard, but you got to do it. Yeah. So. Damn. Isn't that crazy? We're changing the world. Last time. Woman empowerment. We got somebody put don't fuck a sheep in their contract. Yeah, that's true. And now somebody's being held accountable for being completely disgusting and creepy to a coworker. Because you're especially a coworker working for Instacart and going in and doing the shopping. Like, you can't be that fucking gross. Okay, so tell me about your weeks.
Oh my gosh. So, found this private campsite on Hip Camp.
I'm
And
sorry, can you just spell it one more time?
LARR.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. On Hip Camp, and it's at Lake Elsinore, and so it had its own dock and everything. So it was like our Bad Bitches Girls crew that went, and Sam, and so it was nice to get to hang out with Sam, but we had like our own dock. So we got to like swim and float, and I got fried, and we made food, and we played games. It was just such a good, like, chill. I mean, camping's always kind of hectic because you gotta like pack up and everything, but like in general, it was just like super chill, super perfect. The site was perfect. And then this last weekend, I went to like Sequoia and Kings Canyon, and we were backpacking with another couple of my girlfriends, and then like a couple of their friends. So it's just been a lot of outdoorsy things. It's been really fucking great. I've got to see General Sherman, the big giant wood.
What is that?
It's the big tree in the Sequoia National Park.
Oh, is it the one with that you can walk under it?
No, it's all fenced off now.
Oh.
Because like people like carve on it and stuff, so.
Bitches.
But it's fucking, it's still pretty cool. It's gigantic, and you're just kind of like, this fucking piece of wood is like 2,000 years old and some shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, that's cool.
Oh, okay. I gotta like take this. Give this a break.
LARR.
LARR. Ickens.
Ickens? I'll forget, so I'm gonna have to ask in a minute.
You haven't even drank anything else. You are really into this craft.
Dude, I'm trying to be good at this. That's why I'm saying whoever gets it better damn appreciate it.
Better damn appreciate it.
I did like the stencils. See, I did 3 stencils.
Dude, you've done so good, and all I've done is glue some fucking green vine onto a green coconut.
You're doing the topic. I just want to make sure you get enough done so you don't have to worry about it tomorrow.
I know. I think we only got 6, so you doing 3 is perfect because that's half, and I can work on the other ones because that's why I was like. Told her, I was like, I really want the coconuts because I just kind of want to decorate them. And then I was like, ooh, we're filming. Like, it's my turn to pick a craft. We'll do that.
I was trying to make sure that a lot got done, so.
But, yeah, other than that, Sam has moved back in. Brian is buying me new rugs because his dog peed all over my other ones.
Is he really? Does he know that?
Yeah. No, he already ordered them. That's why there's no rug underneath us right now. Guess you didn't notice.
Like I said, I don't notice details.
Yeah. Attention to detail is like one of the Air Force like mottos.
I would suck at the Air Force.
Attention to detail.
I'm more of like everything, other stuff. Feelings, energies.
Yeah, it doesn't do too well in the military.
What else? So we both haven't really had long-term relationships. Did you ever experience any of the stuff you talked about though?
I have experienced not communicating sex. But no, I don't think I've ever been into a situation where like we really needed to focus on it too long. And then when it was long-term, they were always like kind of like Shmulio always expected that like I was supposed to initiate.
Yeah.
And like literally he would say things like, I need you to get better so that we can have sex more. And what he meant by that was, I need you to feel more confident so you'll initiate because I won't. And it was just kind of like, I'm just over this.
Was he your longest term relationship?
No, my ex-husband was my longest term relationship. And with him, we were so young. I also should have communicated more about what I wanted sexually. I think I struggled in that area. But I just didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't exactly have any good role models. So we are making our coconuts. I didn't make any of this starting. I'm going to do it later. And we talked about sex in long-term relationships and like what are some of the issues and how we can mitigate some of those issues. And
I have yet to find out.
Same. you could tell us how you do it in your long-term relationship, or you could tell us about how much you hate your long-term relationship partner.
Into me you see.
Into me you see. That is excellent. That is excellent.
But I would like to hear more interaction with.
Yeah, I want to know stories. Tell me, like, what was your
experience?
Yeah, how much did you have sex in your long-term relationship? Did it not work out? Did it fail because of sex? If you're a man, if you're a man and you're like, I didn't have enough sex with my wife, she didn't have sex with me enough, and you didn't communicate, don't fucking comment. Unless you can acknowledge that you also needed to communicate. Hey, what do you need in this relationship? What are you missing in this relationship?
Or
if we're just like
wondering,
I need more sex.
Yeah.
That's not helpful.
And you're like, I don't know what the problem is, but like.
But you're a dick. Then you do know what the problem is.
She never wants to have sex with me.
I don't know why. You never have sex with me. All I ever do is like watch football on the couch.
Yeah.
Mow the lawn and hang out with my buddies. Like, well, that is turning me on just talking about it.
Or just wanting to like only have sex when you touch their butt cheek. And then they don't want to have sex with you because all you ever do is like touch when it's physical, when you want to have sex.
Yeah, like if I can't just give you a kiss with my tongue down your throat and like hump on your leg, and then you think that means it's going to be sex, then I'm not ever going to kiss you with my tongue and hump on your leg.
Yep.
Life lessons, people.
Love you, Mom.
Oh, you don't have anything. Wait, we're gonna cheers, bitch.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, she's been away for that long.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's your kombucha.
Demons. 50 demons.
You brought the fucking gnats.
I didn't bring them.
Dude, you picked that up and every single one of them came out of it.
Because
they're like,
but they were somewhere over here.
No.
First.
They were outside. They were like, I smell booch.
No.
I smell
didn't even
booch.
open it till I got in here.
No, they have been around the sink. I've been trying to figure it out, but
cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch. Cheers, bitches.